channel, it's Davina here, and today I have a very special video for you guys. I'll be hosting my very first interview. I won't be getting interviewed, but I will be interviewing someone else. Her name is Sarah. She's going to give you a little background about herself. Her ministry is called Singles Walking in Purpose right here on YouTube. So Sarah, so happy to have you here with me. If you could just please give a short intro into who you are, who is Sarah, give a little background about yourself.
Hey Davina, how you doing, girl? Praying all is well. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, my name is Sarah. I am the founder and teacher of Singles Walking in Purpose. I live in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, 757, and I'm 27 years old, I'm single, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and the first question I have for you is, what encouraged you to start your YouTube ministry, Singles Walking in Purpose? What encouraged you to start it?
So to be honest, Singles Walking in Purpose did not start out as a YouTube ministry. It started out as a Bible study small group, and the goal was to kind of get like all of the singles from the churches in my area, just to kind of like build like this community of singles, and like have it like once a month come out and be encouraged and taught, and then to go out and fellowship. Well, that didn't work out as planned, but we had started posting our Bible study videos on YouTube, and we had done one series, and so the Lord was already kind of leading us to go in the YouTube direction. So once we were deciding to stop the Bible studies, I had asked the Lord why we should basically keep going with the ministry, and he basically just told me the mission hasn't changed, just the way that you're going about it. So we kept going, and here we are, 2018, Singles Walking in Purpose YouTube ministry.
And the second question I have for you is, what is the most challenging thing about singleness in your own opinion? And then what is the best thing about singleness?
Well, the most challenging thing about singleness for me is trusting God with my desire. I have always wanted to be a wife and a mom, and I'm 27 years old and I'm still single. I never imagined that in my life. So just trusting God with my desire and knowing that he knows what's best for me, when is best for me, who is best for me, and if he has called me to a life of singleness, trusting that he will satisfy me. So ultimately, just trusting God with my desire. What is the best thing about singleness? The best thing about singleness is the freedom that I have. If on my day off, I want to have a 2-hour quiet time, I have the freedom to do that. If I want to go spend money on this or give to somebody, generously in this way, I can do that and not have to consult anybody other than the Lord. And I get to sleep in the bed by myself. Like, those are the two things that are the best things about singleness for me personally.
Did you receive any negativity from any friends, peers, family members, parents about your personal walk with Christ? Was it easy? Was it hard? Did anybody discourage you? I would like to hear your thoughts on that.
About just my faith in general, absolutely not. I grew up in church. My family all went to church, professing Christians, but just for me in my personal life, in 2015 when I finished and I received my master's degree, I entered into what I would call a wilderness season, and for 18 months I didn't work. So there were people that didn't understand what God was doing, and so a lot of people may have looked at me crazy, told me I was crazy, said, why wouldn't God want you to work? And the crazy thing about it is, not only did I not work, I was not looking for a job. There was a certain period of time where I wasn't even looking for a job, so a lot of people didn't understand. So yes, I have received negativity from the people in my life when I went through that season, and in that season I would even say that the Lord helped me break free from people bondage and being sure in where he has me and what he's spoken to me specifically, because there were times where I would be shaken when people would say things to me or look at me weird or whatever the case may be, but the Lord really still used the negativity and that criticism to grow me and to show me areas in my heart and areas that needed growth and maturity. So yeah, I definitely experienced negativity, but God works all things together for the good. And at the end of the day, if we're called to live a life of faith, then we are to be examples and let our light shine, and to show these people that no, my life doesn't make sense to you, and it may not even make sense to me, but I'm gonna follow him wherever he leads me. So
it's your life how you've always envisioned it. So like, we all have our mindset from an early age, most of us, about how we would like our life to be. Maybe we would like to be a model, maybe we want to be a lawyer, a doctor, be a millionaire, anything like that. And sometimes our lives don't turn out to be like that, and some people get lucky. So how about you? What about your story? Has your life been how you envisioned it?
Child, no. I planned on getting my doctorate degree and becoming a clinical psychologist. And a few months before I graduated undergrad, I was rejected from the program that I wanted to go into. So I just decided, emphasis on I, decided on just going ahead and getting my master's degree. So after the first semester of my master's program, I was not feeling it. And I didn't understand why. I'm like, this does not seem fun to me, Jesus. I don't look forward to this at all. And he showed me that this is not what he had for me to do. So I ended up changing my major in grad school. I thought that I wanted to go into psychology because everybody told me all their problems and their issues and their life stories. So I figured that was, the thing that made sense, not knowing that he had a different path in mind for me. And he's still grooming me and preparing me and pruning me for what he truly has in store for me. And I'm just so excited and cannot wait to see what God does.
What is your favorite verse of scripture in the Bible, and why?
Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path, or he will make your path straight. For me, that's I guess I would call it my life verse, because I have a tendency to lean to my own understanding and try to trust God with my mind and my understanding instead of trusting God with my heart. So it's basically like a daily and a constant reminder to apply that verse to my life, to trust God with all of my heart. Don't lean to your own understanding, Sarah. Trust that he's going to direct your path. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for answering these questions. And I just want you, Sarah, to just leave the audience with anything that you feel in your heart to share with anybody, to give any advice that you would like to give.
My final advice or encouragement would be to deny yourself, pick up your cross, and follow Jesus. I know it's not like cute or the popular thing to say, but it is the biblical thing to say, and it is what Jesus commands and requires of us if we're to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. We're not to follow our flesh, our feelings, the culture, other people's opinions, but we're to follow Christ. No matter where he leads us, we're to follow him, no matter, even if it's uncomfortable, if it doesn't make sense, we're to follow Jesus. I mean, it didn't make sense for Abraham to sacrifice Isaac, the son that he was promised and waited 25 years for, but he was still willing to do it because he counted Jesus as more important than the child that he was waiting for. And I can attest to that in my own life. It hasn't made sense, but if we're to live a life of faith, we're to follow Jesus and live for an audience of one, no matter how uncomfortable it may be, no matter how it doesn't make sense, but we're to deny ourselves, pick up our cross, and follow Jesus, and trust that he loves us, that he has a good plan for us, and that he's a good father, and to trust him with our whole heart. So I pray that this was an encouragement to you guys. I pray that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Davina, for having me. I look forward to more interactions with you. God bless you, and grace and peace.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for letting me interview you. It was a pleasure. I thank you for the encouragement that you gave to others and your personal story. I really enjoyed it. I hope to have you here again soon, but something else God leads me to have you come on my channel with, or vice versa. And I also thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. This is my very first interview, so forgive me if anything could have been a little bit better, but I'm just so excited that I got this done, and this is something that I really wanted to do for a while now, and I will be finding others to interview. And if you have any suggestions on anybody that you would like to see me interview, you can leave them down below, or any other suggestions if you have them, positive suggestions. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And also, if you like this video, if it spoke to you in any type of way, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And Sarah, she also has a YouTube channel called Singles Walking in Purpose, right here on YouTube. I'll leave it down below, and I'll leave it across the screen. Make sure you subscribe to her as well. She has great content about helping singles walk in their purpose and to get through their singleness, to just be happy in your singleness. And also, she interviews other people about marriage and things like that. So make sure you check out her channel as well. And like I said, I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.